Now let us look at the migration. So we have created our domain model, we have done some model customization, and then now let us see how this model gets translated into your DB, tables and fields. So let us come back to our code. So just to revise, we have our domain model fields here, and I'm going to use the base.ef.sql server. So we are going to implement the SQL server using entity framework. So I've set up already use SQL server here. You have this pre-generated code. We have two repositories. We'll come back to that little later. Now let us come to the project migrations.sql server. It's a console app, .NET Core 3.1. So let us come to the migration context. So there is a migration context created for you which inherits from Flex context. We have to retain this one. And there are some pre-configured things for the migration so that we can have our logging inside. It's all done for you. And we have a connection string which we read it from the app settings. So let's go to the app settings. So I've set the connection string to use the local server. Let's have the DB name as e-commerce demo, user ID, and you set your own password here. So the first thing that we do is let's close all the windows. Now let's go to the tools. You get package manager console. So if you have worked on entity framework core earlier, you know this is the place where we do the create your migration file. So let me do let's set as a startup project for creating our migration. Also we set it here as the default project. So what I will do is now add, let's call the add migration command. It will ask for the name of your initial migration. I usually prefer to give initial. The first migration that we call as, and then run it. Yeah. So now if you see here, our migration file got created. There are some logs also created along with that. So we have here some inbuilt Flex tables that are required. If you see here, we have the customer table created where ID is the primary key and all other field has come. Our name field is created with length 50. So you can see primary key is created. And we have all the other tables which are the default for Flex has been created for you. If you remember, we created one index. It has created the index also which is unique for the customer name. So we are all set to create our database. So let us go and create our database. let us create the database. So for that, let me again go to the package manager console. So we have our application set up to migration.sql server. This is the default. So what we will do is, there is a command called update database. It will take the connection string in this migrations.sql server and update your migration to the DB. So in progress. So the migration is applied. So what it has done, let us refresh the data. You will see e-commerce demo database is created. So first thing it will do is create your DB. If it is not available, then it created all the table. It has created the customer with the primary key ID. So Flex takes the primary key as 32-bit string. So we will explain why in a later section why it is done. So we are creating a sequential GUID, so that if you are doing with microservices, then the sequential GUID will be always unique across your application, and at the same time you get almost 64-bit performance also there, and it is not a blocker like the GUID performs, and some people say that okay, GUID is not very good for performance, but definitely we have tested a lot in sequential GUID. You will get very good performance, as well as you get the unique IDs, and you don't have to depend on the database for creating the ID and give you back the ID and apply it as a foreign key for some other models. So that is the huge advantage here. And when you are doing the microservices application, multiple application, it has tremendous value that you will get it there.